Are you a landlord who wants to know where you have to deposit a tenant's security deposit? Or are you a tenant who is wondering, is my landlord holding my security deposit for me? This video is for you. Hello, I'm attorney Alicia Seward, owner of Seward Law Office in Tampa, Florida, where legal solutions meet you at home. And this is another video in my What Not to Do series, actually the 5th video. And if you've been enjoying the series so far, you can check out all of my videos on my YouTube page. So today we're going to talk about where should a landlord hold a tenant's security deposit. So I'm going to share a story with you where I had a client who's a landlord, and they actually did not hold the security deposit in the appropriate place as required by Florida law, because Florida law does require you to hold your security deposit in a certain place. And so what happened is they ended up getting into litigation with the tenant over this. They had to spend extra attorney's fees defending it. They also had to produce their bank statements and financial records, and there's a lot of digging into their financials. And so you definitely don't want this to happen to you. So I'm going to tell you exactly how you need to hold a tenant security deposit. So first and foremost, in Florida, the landlords are required to keep the tenant security deposit in a separate account from their own, meaning the funds cannot be held with any of the landlord's funds, which is what we call commingling or mixing funds. And so with that, it has to be also held in a Florida bank account, not a New York, not a California, but a Florida bank account. And the landlord has a couple options with regard to the type of account that it holds the money in. First option is to hold it in what's called a non-interest bearing account, meaning the money that is held for the tenant bears no interest or doesn't gain any money over time. A second option for the landlord is to hold it in an interest-bearing account. In the event the landlord does decide to put it into an interest-bearing account, there is a portion of that that has to be given to the tenant upon move out of that interest. The third option they have is to post what's called a surety bond with the clerk of the court. So those are the 3 ways that a landlord needs to hold a security deposit for its tenants. So don't be caught in a situation where you end up in litigation over where you're holding a security deposit. And you certainly don't want to get into additional attorney's fees and additional issues because of it. You want to speak to an attorney if you are unsure or you want further details about how to appropriately hold a tenant security deposit. If it's not me, you definitely want to talk to an experienced landlord-tenant attorney. Again, I'm Alicia Seward with Seward Law Office in Tampa, Florida.